Hey, let's put this in the simplest of all terms. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the biggest celebrity on the face of the planet today. Now, whether he's a blue chipper, the people's champion, or as we know him right now, the final boss, The Rock has always commanded all of the attention in the arena since the very first moment he made his WWE debut at the 1996 Survivor Series. Born into this business, The Rock would become WWE's first ever third-generation superstar, following in the footsteps of his father and grandfather. Who had competed in WWE rings before him.
Dwayne had a huge responsibility. There's a legacy, and you have to take it so seriously.
Even with incredibly high expectations, the Great One surpassed them all, along with the usual achievements if your name is The Rock: 2 Intercontinental Championships, 5 Tag Team Championships, 8 WWE Heavyweight Championships, a Royal Rumble victory, not even to forget the fact that The Rock once led an entire nation. The Rock has one of the more noteworthy feats in WWE history, earning WrestleMania victories over Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and John Cena. Each of these men are known as the faces of their respective era. Each of these men found out what happens when you go one-on-one. Oh, you know the rest. Of course, The Rock rivaled Stone Cold Steve Austin's popularity during the vaunted Attitude Era, tearing opponents down with rock bottoms and people's elbows while tearing them apart on the mic with cutting one-liners and catchphrases that are still recited to this day.
If you smell, know your role and shut your mouth.
He ended CM Punk's 434-day title reign as WWE Champion at the 2013 Royal Rumble as well, after having only competed twice over the previous 9 years, displaying the always-ready mentality and physical conditioning on which he has built his global brand. But you don't need me to rattle off The Rock's resume to you, now do you? Of course not. The man is an occasion unto himself. He has headlined the biggest events against WWE's most iconic superstars and has always found a way to, how does he put it? Layeth the smackdown on some jabroni's candy ass. I couldn't have said it better myself, although I think I may have just done that. But indeed, he has. On a Thursday night in February of 1997, The Rock, still known as Rocky Maivia, would find himself challenging for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Only a few months into his tenure, he would be matched up against a face that would ultimately become one of his most familiar and hated rivals, Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Seemingly overmatched by a more seasoned opponent, a youthful Rock would demonstrate all the traits that have come to define him in the years since. Tenacity, high IQ, and that legendary Samoan strength to ultimately surprise Helmsley and kick off the first championship reign for Rocky Maivia. It would be the first step of a journey that has ultimately led The Rock into the pantheon of WWE's elite. So now it's all in your hands. It's up to you to showcase the undying drive that makes The Rock the hardest worker in the room to deliver a shocking upset against the Greenwich snob himself. guide The Rock to victory over Triple H at a very special Thursday, Raw Thursday, to give the first jolt to what would become the most electrifying career in sports entertainment.
And here comes the #1 contender, at least for tonight, Rocky MAIVIA.
The following contest, scheduled for one fall, is for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Making his way to the ring is the challenger from the South Pacific, weighing in at 275 pounds, Rocky MAIVIA.
A blue chip talent with a bright future.
On his way to defend the Intercontinental Championship, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
His opponent from Greenwich, Connecticut, weighing in at 246 pounds, the WWE Intercontinental Champion, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Helmsley is scheduled to face another challenger at an upcoming show this Sunday, and he's taking the risk, stepping in here against a newcomer, Rocky MAIVIA.
Well, you can consider it risky, you can consider it overconfident, but any way you look at it, it's a dangerous move by Helmsley to take on an athlete who has been on a real roll. Rocky MAIVIA has been successful thus far in WWE, and Rocky is focused. Rocky is only thinking about tonight.
Saxton, just curious, have you ever exercised your right to remain silent? I am tired of all this talk about Rocky MAIVIA. Yeah, he's been on a roll, but it could all come to a screeching halt tonight at the hands of Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Looking at the champion, I guarantee there is no doubt in their mind as to who is leaving this match with the title around their waist.
The Intercontinental Championship is on the line here between two superstars who don't have anything nice to say about one another. The challenger, Rocky MAIVIA, and our current champion, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Well, Helmsley is our champion for a reason. He's a cut above the rest, a higher class of in-ring competitor. This Rocky MAIVIA guy should learn his place and respect his betters.
Well, that attitude is exactly why MAIVIA is so eager.
Blast off! Senton from the apron! Someone knows that if they want to hold gold at the end of the night, they have to pull out all the stops.
And we know Rocky doesn't have the same experience as Helmsley, and that could be a developing story as this match progresses.
And this is where an experienced wrestler like Helmsley can take a young wrestler and pick him apart, take advantage, capitalize, and win.
See the height on that? Catches the kick.
Spectacular counter into a dragon screw.
Hunter on the receiving end. Intercontinental Championship at stake right here. In low match,
slugging it out, toe to toe now.
And Rocky there not showing any signs of being intimidated.
Looks like a hockey fight's just broken out.
Exhaustion setting in, and neither one of them is letting up. Bam!
There is the people's punch.
Catching a drop kick.
Cobra clutch. And he just decides to end the hold.
Wonder what he's thinking here.
Heading out, but needs to be aware of the referee's count. Boom! Good defense from him. And conspicuous by his absence is the butt butler of Hunter Hearst Helmsley, who has been intervening in matches as of late. Who knows if he might show up?
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just another thing MAIVIA needs to worry about.
Rocky has bigger problems in the ring, gentlemen. Biggest match he's ever had. Live, worldwide television. He's got to have a stomach full of butterflies.
Thrown out of ringside and back to the mat. Drop kick.
Hits the mark.
He's going up.
Framing him up. He's got a picture-perfect opportunity here.
To the sky!
Oh, man, he landed rough there.
Right to the gut. Back and forth we go. Ooh!
The fight is on. It is furious.
Nothing pretty here, just good old-fashioned fisticuffs.
You can feel the contact, and so does the WWE Universe.
Ooh! Two fighters putting their haymakers on autopilot right now.
Fist to the skull. Up and hurting the shoulder. We might see a new champion crowned.
Heading up to the top turnbuckle.
Trying to find his feet. This does not look good for him.
From the top.
Double axe handle. MAIVIA took to the sky and executed that high risk perfectly. I don't think Helmsley had that scouted at all.
German suplex turns the tides.
Pin. Title in the balance.
Quick shoulder up.
We're well into the match, and he still seems so fresh. It's almost unbelievable.
There it is. Reversal.
Ripped in the hard way.
Rocky beats him to the punch.
Clothesline. And a second. This superstar building momentum. Sweeping the leg. Things are looking up.
Hunter whipped into the corner. Nobody home. Rocky hit hard. And now Hunter looks to take over this match.
Helmsley muscling MAIVIA up to the top turnbuckle and a big right hand.
Helmsley with something big in mind here for his challenger tonight.
Well, this is just blatant disrespect from the arrogant champion.
Almost daring Rocky. Hey, you really want my title? You really think you're going to be Intercontinental Champion?
Up to the top. Hooking Rocky into a superplex. This could be it. Can Hunter capitalize? This could be it. Hook of the leg and a cover, and Rocky stays in it, getting his shoulder up.
Still not enough to put out the flame of Rocky MAIVIA.
Hunter has to be asking himself, what else do I have in my arsenal? And I think we may get our answer, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, I believe, before this one's over. Hunter hooking Rocky, taking his time, looking to put him away.
MAIVIA just collapsed.
This just shows you how much damage Hunter Hearst Helmsley has inflicted on the challenger in this matchup.
I think MAIVIA's done. Official might want to step in, call this one.
The official checking on Rocky. Hunter Hearst Helmsley believes this is close to being over. Lifting him back up again. Rocky rolls through. Shoulders down. Rocky wins the title.
Rocky MAIVIA has shocked Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
Here is your winner and the new Intercontinental Champion, Rocky MAIVIA.
We have a new Intercontinental Champion.
in a family of elite combat athletes and top-tier performers, the final boss has always stood out, even when he was just a blue chipper. But there wouldn't be a final boss, there wouldn't even be a bloodline if it wasn't for The Rock's grandfather, the High Chief Peter Maivia. You can think of him as the first boss. Predecessor to the tribal chief.
He is one of, if not the foundation for our family. The Anawa'i Fatu Maivia wrestling dynasty. I don't think there's anybody more responsible for what's going on now than the High Chief himself.
Peter Maivia isn't simply one of the two principals behind the sacred blood bond. He's also an incredibly decorated professional wrestler who traveled the world and won titles everywhere he went. New Zealand, Japan, Europe, and here in the United States, where he enjoyed especially successful runs in Hawaii and California. Maivia would eventually find his way to WWE, engaging in legendary battles with the likes of superstar Billy Graham. His larger-than-life personality would win the WWE Universe over in short order, as it had throughout his entire career. In the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia was a potent blend of brawn and grappling technique, often muscling his opponents down to the mat through a variety of joint locks and then switching to more painful holds once grounded. His sleeper hold and stump puller were both feared and renowned, and make no mistake about it, Maivia knew there was always more than one path to the ultimate victory. Out of the ring, High Chief Peter Maivia also ran one of the most successful wrestling promotions on the planet, Polynesian Pro Wrestling, based out of Hawaii, showing his mastery of the business in every aspect. His induction into WWE's Hall of Fame class of 2008 was supremely deserved, forever enshrining Peter Maivia as the legend he always was. And now, we present to you the opportunity to walk in the boots of the legendary High Chief Peter Maivia, facing off against one of the most legendary WWE rivals, George the Animal Steele. You will settle this score once and forever, and showcase the overwhelming strength of Peter Maivia, which has ever since remained as a hallmark for every single solitary member of this bloodline. Steele is no easy battle, though. He thrives in the chaos, one of pro wrestling's true madmen. He'll even try to eat part of the ring if he thinks it'll help him break you down. So do your best and honor High Chief Peter Maivia properly with a resounding victory.
Uh-oh, somebody called the local zoo.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is a steel cage match. Introducing first, from Detroit, Michigan, weighing in at 275 pounds, George the Animal Steele.
I'm not even sure the cage can contain this man.
And strolling down the aisle, the opponent of George Steele, Peter Maivia.
Always a chaotic matchup.
His opponent from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 275 pounds, MAIVIA!
Steele had better keep an eye on MAIVIA because MAIVIA is a true brawler.
Few men can handle the chaos of the animal inside a steel cage, but I believe the High Chief is ready.
MAIVIA carrying such pride into the ring.
Very stark contrast to Steele.
We'll see which prevails tonight.
High Chief Peter MAIVIA taking on George the Animal Steele in a steel cage match. Quite a heated history between these two guys.
Yeah, Michael, and I think it's because MAIVIA is one of the few superstars brave enough to take on the animal. Most of their contests have ended in countouts or disqualifications. Thanks to the cage, we'll get a decisive victory in this one.
Well, that really depends on if a cage can even contain them. Peter MAIVIA very tough, but he also has movie star good looks. Quite the combo.
And it served him well, Michael. In fact, the High Chief has major acting and stunt work credits to his name. And who knows, maybe we'll see the MAIVIA name on Hollywood billboards again sometime.
Well, before any of that happens, the High Chief needs to survive this war against the animal. This maniac's out of control.
Just speaks to the animosity at play here, I guess. Willing to fight like an animal.
Have to dig deep if you want to reach the top of the cage.
Oh, no.
Oh! This is not going to end well.
Powerbomb! George the Animal Steele might be a bit of an underdog here. In fact, he lost the match by countout to the High Chief.
In Steele's defense, I'm not sure he knows how to count exactly or how to read a rule book. So he's got to be happy to be in this cage.
Well, MAIVIA is called the High Chief in part because of his commanding presence in the ring. He's more than ready for what trading back and forth blows now.
Oh! So much pride, so much resiliency on display.
Big shots being fired right now. Neither competitor letting up.
They are emptying their tanks, going back and forth like this.
Toe-to-toe, treating each other like heavy bags.
WWE Universe appreciating these athletes going all out. Oh, man. The animal has to be elated to be in this steel cage against one of his biggest rivals, no less.
Yeah, Byron, we've seen the animal brandish a weapon against Peter MAIVIA before when it was against the rules. The High Chief better be prepared for Steele to get even crazier.
Oh, MAIVIA is prepared, all right. The man is extremely tough and agile. In fact, the High Chief's entire body can be considered a weapon.
We've seen that Steele isn't above using a foreign object to gain the edge against MAIVIA. So he's got to have the advantage in a match where they're surrounded by one huge weapon, right?
Well, you'd think that, Cole, but think about how these men prepared for this match. The High Chief is a consummate professional who's game planned for this stipulation. And Steele, well, I think he just shows up to the arena and asks who he's fighting.
The High Chief Peter MAIVIA really making a name for himself at WWE, but he's had plenty of experience on the way up.
Plenty of championships on the West Coast, but he's made the biggest splash in Hawaii where he earned multiple tag team titles.
Oh, yeah, MAIVIA is a huge celebrity on the islands. In fact, I've heard some consider him.
He's got him down for the pin here.
Gets the shoulder up. He couldn't make much of that pin attempt. Boom! Oh, you can tell he's feeling it now. This fight is pumping him up.
A reversal. Well scouted. Momentum is all with MAIVIA now.
Yeah, MAIVIA has really double leg takedown. Got the shoulders down.
Hold it. Oh, reverses it. Shoulders down. Getting the shoulder up before two.
He's not letting fatigue set in or get the better of him.
Oh, no. He is in a bad way.
Well, he got busted wide open by that attack.
Some folks call Peter MAIVIA the Flying Hawaiian, and the reasons are obvious for that moniker. But, guys, how has he earned the other nickname of the High Chief?
Well, Cole, Peter MAIVIA is very close to the Anawa'i family. In fact, Peter's considered a blood brother to the patriarch of that clan.
When you add on the fact that MAIVIA was born and raised in Samoa, you can see the great pride he has for that land. And its people in the
Peter MAIVIA has something brewing. Jarring impact.
And George is laid out.
He's eyeing the top of the cage as he starts his climb.
Look at it, keep steady, keep balanced.
Sitting on the cage, what's the next move from here? And he's straddling the top of the cage, just feet away from making it to the outside.
Now for the hard part.
He can taste victory now. And the High Chief defeats the animal.
Here is your winner, High Chief Peter MAIVIA!
Anytime these two have faced off, it's been eye for an eye. But the steel cage has finally delivered a decisive victory for the High Chief, Peter MAIVIA.